let's study about a new chapter called Great Thinkers and New Beliefs. So, how was the society during the 7th century BC? At that time, the Vedic religion completely lost its simplicity, so only expensive rituals were in focus. So, sacrifices or rituals such as Rajasuya and Aswamedha, these were performed only by the Brahmin priests on behalf of the orders of chiefs and kings. Varna system was no longer flexible. Person's caste was decided by the birth, but not on the basis of occupation. Inhabitants of the lands, people belonging to that lands, they were considered as outcasts and treated very badly. That means lower caste. Then the powers of the Brahmins increased. They became more prosperous, more rich, and then many people started questioning the power of the Brahmins. And then people started going against the caste system. They felt that they need to understand the purpose of life and the meaning of the death. So, in response to this feeling of discontent, new ideas and new beliefs came in, and more than 60 different schools of thought have emerged in India around the 6th century BC. So, this is the image of Rajasuya Yagna being performed and Ashwamedha Yagna. Next, let's understand about the Upanishads. Upanishad means to sit down or near one. So, Upanishad refers to the wisdom which is learnt at the feet of the Guru. So, Upanishads were composed between the 7th and 4th centuries BC. Some people also believe that they were composed at a later date. So, what did Upanishad teach us? It said that human body has a soul known as the Atma, which survives even after the human body dies, and a person could reach the God only through bhakti or devotion. It also taught us the law of karma. The concept which we experience today in our present life is a result of our past actions. So whatever thing we are experiencing in our day-to-day life, all these are results of our past actions. Upanishads also laid stress on the practice of yoga and meditation so that it could lead to a healthy life. In this image, we see Upanishads being taught at the feet. Next came Jainism. So these roots of the Jain faith, they can be traced to a succession of 24 jinas or tirthanakaras. So jina means a person who has conquered, overcome anger, passion, greed, ego, all these things through self-awareness or meditation. And the followers of Jina are known as Jains. So Jainism became a popular religion. It gained popularity under their guru Vardhamana Mahavira. He was born around 599 BC near Vaishali, a place in Bihar. So this is the image of a city, Vaishali. Let's learn more about Vardhamana Mahavira. He was actually a common man, married with a child. But when he was 30 years old, he renounced his family and went in search of the truth. For 12 years, he spent his life in prayer. After 12 years, he attained enlightenment and then came to be known as Mahavira. In the next 30 years of life, he spread the teachings to a number of followers. And his teachings were in Prakrit language, a language used by the common people. He died in the present day South Bihar, a place known as Pava, around 527 BC. So because of him, Jainism became very popular and he established Jainism. This is the image of Vardhamana Mahavira. Learn the teachings of Mahavira. He always taught his followers to believe in and practice. What to practice? To practice non-violence, also known as ahimsa, not to cause harm to any other living beings. Truthfulness, also called satya, to speak only the truth always. Non-stealing, asatya, not to take anything not properly given, to not steal anything. Then chastity, also known as brahmacharya, not to indulge in any sensual pleasures. Non-possession or non-attachment, also known as aparigraha. So you have to detach from all the people, places and materialistic things. These were the teachings of Mahavira. Next is spread of Jainism. Jainism attracted many followers because Mahavira's teaching were in Prakrit language, which was the language of the common people. And then the Jains broke into two groups known as Shvetambaras and Digambaras. Digambaras did not wear any clothes. and Shwetambaras always wore the white garments. And then the Shwetambaras Jainism is most widely spread these days, and the Jain monks, they spread the Mahavir teachings in India from Orissa to Rajasthan and from Karnataka to Tamil Nadu. So these are Jain Shwetambaras and Digambaras. Next religion is Buddhism. Siddhartha, also known as Gautama, he founded Buddhism and was born about 2500 years ago. This was a time when there was rapid change in the life of the people. Many miracles, legends are connected with the birth of Siddhartha. This is the image of Gautama Buddha. So early life and the journey how he became the Buddha. Siddhartha was born in Lumbini, that is present day Nepal, in 563 BC. Father's name was Sudodana and mother's name was Maya Devi. He belonged to a Gana known as Sakya Gana and he was a Kshatriya. When he was young man, he left all the comforts of the home and went away in the search of knowledge. He wandered for many years, held many discussions with other thinkers. He decided to find his own path of realization, and then he meditated under a peepal tree for many days at a place called Bodh Gaya in Bihar, where he attained the enlightenment. After attaining the enlightenment, he was known as Buddha or the Wise One. He then went to Sarnath, a place near Varanasi, where he started his teachings for the first time. So this is the image of Sarnath, a place near Varanasi. So rest of the life he spent traveling on foot, going from place to place and teaching people. And he passed away at Kusinara. So this is the birthplace of Buddha, that is Lumbini in Nepal. So Buddha's doctrine, he gave his first sermon in a deer park, a place at Varanasi known as Sarnath. So he expounded the doctrine of four noble truths which constituted the essence of his teachings. So what were his teachings? So these four teachings are: life is full of suffering. The cause of this suffering has to be known, and the cause of this sorrow is desire. Life is full of suffering. This suffering has a cause, and the cause of this sorrow is desire. So it is better to get rid of desire, and then it will lead to peace. So 40 years after his enlightenment, he used to wander all around the country and teach people how to get rid of their sufferings and pain and also desires and how to attain freedom. And then he died around 483 BC at a place called Kushinagar in Bihar. This is the deer park at Sarnath. So Buddha has the life of moderation. So he declared that the life of moderation is the only way to attain peace and happiness. So this life of moderation has a noble eightfold path. So let's see what is that noble eightfold path. So this is the life moderation teachings Buddha used to do. So this noble eightfold path has 8 rules: right understanding, right thought, right speech, right action, right livelihood, right mindfulness, right effort, and right concentration. So he said that Buddha said people who followed these would follow this middle path would find peace and enlightenment in life. And he also practiced ahimsa or non-violence, and he was against the caste system. The spread of Buddhism. The followers of Buddhism were divided into two groups, Hinayana and Mahayana. The Mahayana Buddhists, they made images of Buddha and worshipped them. The Hinayana Buddhists believed this to be against the teachings of Buddha. In this image, we see the Hinayana and Mahayana Buddhists. Next is the Sangha. So most important feature of both Jainism and Buddhism is Sangha. So Sangha means an order of monks who travel around the country to spread the teachings of Mahavira or Buddha. And these monks lead a life of poverty, simplicity and chastity. To join the Sangha community, we need to take permission from the family. And then Buddhism spread across India, and from India it spread to other countries such as Sri Lanka and Southeast Asia. And in the north, Buddhism spread along the trade route and went into other countries such as Afghanistan, Tibet, China, Japan and Korea. In this image we see the Sangha monks. So next is monasteries, stupas and chaityas. The followers of Buddha, they built several monasteries, stupas and chaityas with beautiful sculptures, and all these depicted the life of Buddha. Monasteries means places where the Sangha monks lived and prayed. So Buddhist monasteries, they became great centers of learning such as Nalanda, Takshashila and Sarnath. So stupas means they are dome-shaped structures where the relics of Buddha are preserved. For example, the stupa of Sanchi in Madhya Pradesh. And Chaitya means a Buddhist shrine or a hall of worship. Next, we see Darjeeling Khum Monastery. This is Sanchi Stupa of Madhya Pradesh. This is the Nalanda University. And this is the Takshashila temples.